Rivals.com, joined by Rivals100 athlete, wide receiver, Deion Colzie. Deion, I haven't seen you in a while. Hair pulled up a little bit longer. A lot has happened since the last time I've seen you in person. Obviously, this world going through a big change, adjustment. Tough times for a lot of people with the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's changed things for all of us. You as a student athlete at Athens Academy in Athens, Georgia, one of the top recruits in the 21 class, you kind of made some news of your own right when we were kind of getting into this, the whole virus effect for all of us. You opened things up and decommitted from Notre Dame. We'll get into that a little bit later. But first off, I guess the main thing is, man, how are you and your family doing with all this?
We're taking everything slow, taking it one day at a time. I think it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing for sure. We're getting to spend more quality time together and, building a stronger relationship than we did before. Just trying to stay safe and, not be around too many people and keep our circle really small.
Obviously I think that's key. I mean, from the president on down to the doctors and the governors and all that, keeping that, like you said, circle small and, being in quarantine and just taking it serious. I think obviously – I think some people want to kind of just, shrug their shoulders, we must move on and who cares. But there's some people out there that we know that are losing some close to them and people getting sick and so on. So you guys obviously doing the right thing in my opinion, but you talk about quality time with your family. What's that like? Is that just you guys kind of hanging out, having some deep talks? Do you guys play games? You guys have more family dinners? What's that like for you guys?
It's pretty much all of it. We hang around the house a lot, watch movies, play cards, she cooking a lot. We all just kind of bonding, getting the time that we, couldn't have got if this time wasn't here, with me potentially going early. Us getting this time right now is really vital for our relationship with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you're a busy guy year round, obviously sports, student athlete, whether it be football, track, different stuff going on. For you guys. And, now all that in the spring has been pretty much squashed and canceled and no spring practice. You talk about movies, you talk about mom cooking. What are some of those family movies you guys watch? I mean, do you guys pick as a family? Do you get to pick kind of on your own one night, maybe mom one night, dad one night? How's that work for you guys?
We kind of rotate it, everybody gets their fair share of things. We kind of collectively like the Tiger King. Of course, that's the new hottest thing right now. We always watch The Office. That's a great one. You got to watch that, on your free time. And then after that, it's just I'll let my parents, pick whatever they want. We don't get a lot of time like this, so we might as well just enjoy it and, bond with each other.
Yeah, the man Joe on Tiger King's kind of stolen the country.
Oh, yeah.
I would say – how long did it take you guys to watch? I think 6 episodes, at least 6, right? I know I watched it too. My wife and I. How long did it take you guys to go through, those episodes?
It took a couple of days. Our parents get real into it and that, so it was kind of, knowing what side they were on and who did they agree with, and it took us a couple of days to watch it, but we got through it for sure.
Who do you agree with? What do you think happened there?
I'm definitely Team Joe Exotic for sure.
Yeah.
I think Kara Baskins did a few things that no one really knows about, but I mean, hey.
Yeah, she's being reinvestigated, so hopefully the truth eventually, as we say, likes to come out at some point. And as Joe would say, karma, coming back to her. But that's kind of taken, I think, the world by storm. Things like Netflix and Hulu, and I think they're making some major money. At this point, people watching shows throughout their different networks. We talk about, moms cooking, spending more time in the kitchen, you guys eating dinner as a family. I've asked other guys this question. What is kind of, I guess, your favorite, you had that go-to meal with the mom, what's your number one request from her?
Ooh, it's a lot, but I would say my number one is definitely her spaghetti. It's something about the homemade sauce and the pasta is just one of my favorites, and I choose that over anything any day.
Yeah, I'm a big spaghetti guy myself. And, of course, I have 2 boys of my own. I have a 7th grader, 12, about to be 13, and one just turned 10, and those guys can't ever agree. The one wants spaghetti, the other one does not. I mean, we can't ever get them all on the same page to be just a happy, easygoing, family at dinner. They all kind of want one thing or the other just to kind of start an argument or something like that. But what's it been like for you guys when you're, I think we talked before about playing, you guys play games and kind of hang out and bond. You guys play the same game, every couple of days a week? Or what's that like as far as game night in the Colzie family home?
We kind of just go with the flow. My sisters will come over and they'll have an idea, or we'll look up something, or we'll go in the closet and grab a board game, or play poker, blackjack, something like that, just to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, what's the board game you guys have gone to and played, I guess, in the past few weeks?
Definitely Monopoly. That definitely kills some time, so we definitely play that a lot. We play Sorry Sliders a lot. Just some things that we can, just talk and have a good time.
Yeah, Monopoly, like you said, kills some time. That's a game that can definitely last. Sometimes people lose the attention span and even patience and want to kind of end that game a little bit early and move to that next one. What's it been like for you with school? Obviously, I know I just talked to a teammate of yours, Hugh Laughlin, a couple days ago. He's had a big few days picking up new offers and really has exploded. I think almost this, I guess, month for him has kind of been almost like an advantage. School's going and spending more time watching film and reevaluating him and now offering him in the last few weeks. And he's gone over that 20 mark for offers. And I know he was talking about school kind of in the morning, recruiting at night. What's it been like for you every day as a student?
It's definitely been different. School is from about 9 to 2:30. So in that span, I'm strictly school. I'm not really responding to anything. I'm just strictly schoolwork. And then after that, I answer a few phone calls, do a few texts. And then that's pretty much it. If anyone wants to call or anything, they'll let me know, and then we'll handle that, after 2:30 or 3.
Yeah, you're not a guy that seeks all the attention, that loves the spotlight per se in recruiting as a top guy. You don't, self-promote per se and things like that all over the place. I mean, what's it been like for you trying to juggle, school, which comes first for you guys, and then, like you said, recruiting? I mean, those guys don't have a lot going on. They're not doing spring practice. There's no spring games. They can't be on campus having meetings with their teams. They're kind of putting a lot of their time or most of their time into you guys. What's that been like for you? I mean, do you feel pressure to respond or answer every call? What's that been like?
There's definitely been a little pressure to, answer some phone calls and answer, texts, as soon as I get them. But I definitely think I'm doing a great job of balancing, school coming first and making sure all my schoolwork and all my assignments are done and I'm done for the day before I get into the whole recruiting process. It's pretty much two different sides to it.
No doubt about that. I mean, on the recruiting side, what has it been like day to day? I mean, I'm not going to say names, but some have said overwhelming. Some have said annoying. I mean, just the amount of text and calls and want to be FaceTime and even play video games with a player or something like that. I mean, how would you put into words or describe what the recruiting side has been like for you?
Definitely entertaining, for sure. Definitely entertaining. It kind of makes you feel good about yourself that tons of coaches across the country, want you and want to build a relationship with you. But at the same time, it's kind of a lot to take in at once, who to text back first and, who to FaceTime and who to call and, planning that out. But I feel like I'm enjoying the process and, eventually it'll come to an end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for you, are you a guy that wakes up in the morning and already has texts from coaches on your phone, and when you're going to bed, they're still going at it, and in between you're having phone calls and FaceTimes? I mean, take us through a day maybe of how many schools you typically on average hear from. Do you wake up to numerous texts and go to bed, your phone's still going off? What's day-to-day like for you right now?
I would say I wake up to, about 4 or 5, good morning, what's up, what's going on, texts from different schools. And, throughout the day, they're trying to see how my day is going, see how school is, what's my schedule, to see if we can, schedule a phone call later that day. Throughout the day, I constantly get text messages. We go back and forth. And then, at night, I kind of put my phone away to kind of just focus, get some me time. But, I mean, I still get texts, of course, from coaches, trying to get a last-minute, night phone call to chop it up a little bit or text a little bit. But I feel like it hasn't been too much.
I'm sure every coach wants to be the first one that you see in the morning and the last one you see before you go to bed every night, to kind of just, stay in your mind throughout the day or while you're sleeping as well, laying in that bed, going to bed every night. If people don't know, I'm pretty sure they do. Obviously, you decommitted from Notre Dame, back in March. You had been committed for some time. And, we've talked obviously since then, and I did a story about that, for you and on Rivals.com. I guess what schools have been, heavily involved, since the virus and just the effect over the past month or so? What schools are you, consistently hearing from and talking to?
Well, definitely Notre Dame. They're still keeping it on me. Notre Dame, I would say Oregon, UGA, Tennessee, Penn State. It's a handful of schools that's really been on me, hard, and just trying to figure out, what's my next move is, and when I'll be making a decision or when I'll be cutting the list down a little bit. I feel like those schools are doing a great job of contacting me, getting to know me better building a better relationship.
You talk about, Notre Dame. Obviously, you made it pretty clear to me before this went public that they definitely were not out of this. They were still a school being considered. You could still see yourself ending up there down the road. How tough was that to make that call and tell them, hey, I'm decommitting. I still love you, love the program, all that kind of stuff, but I'm backing off my decision. How tough was that phone call?
Oh, it was extremely tough, for sure. Letting Coach Kelly know and Coach Alexander, the receivers coach. It was definitely really tough, growing up a Notre Dame fan, always being fed, go Irish. It was definitely tough, breaking it to them, letting them know that I was decommitting, reopening my recruitment. But I feel like it was the best decision for me. I felt like I rusted a little bit, early my junior year, and I felt like I needed to reopen it.
Did anything change, I guess, between you and Notre Dame, from that point moving forward? I mean, did they just pick right back up and keep recruiting you, or did things kind of go a little bit of a lull there? Or what happened between you guys after that moment, after that phone call?
Honestly, I wouldn't say anything changed. We still had the same relationship we had before, talks every day, phone calls, trying to start the whole process over. With me decommitting, that's basically, me starting the process over and rebuilding relationships, and they were willing to start rebuilding a relationship as well.
I remember, us texting that day. I think you were finishing school around 2:00, something like that. You were going to decommit around that time when school was over. I think it ended up being around maybe 3 when things went public. By 4:00, you had offers from Minnesota, Michigan, Oregon. The word spread pretty quickly. You added Kentucky here earlier this week. You added somewhere, 15, 20 offers since. Is that right? Around 10? What was that?
Around 8. About around 8.
It seems like more than that. I guess all of them happened kind of quick after you initially opened things back up. But, you mentioned Oregon's a school that's kind of coming at you hard now. You haven't been out there to Eugene. Is that a school that you're interested in?
Oh, 100%. I'm definitely interested in there. I've been talking to Coach Moorhead a lot, the offensive coordinator there. We're trying to schedule a visit for me to come up when everything clears up, schedule an official visit up there.
Yeah, you mentioned Penn State as well. Is that a school in the mix also for you? I mean, you've talked about Moorhead went from there to Mississippi State. Now you mentioned him at Oregon. Penn State obviously has had a good run under James Franklin. Is that a school on your radar as well?
Oh, it definitely is. Coach Stubbs definitely does a great job of, texting me every day in the morning, at night, checking in on me, trying to get a phone call. He's doing a great job building a relationship with me for sure. Yes, sir.
Georgia, you mentioned obviously UGA right in your backyard, literally a few miles from your home, Athens Academy right there. There's another quarterback probably recruiting you right there on the road as well at Prince Avenue that you guys play every year, as you know very well, in Brock Vandegrift. You visited Georgia, earlier this year. I mean, what's been their message to you trying to get you to stay, I guess, in their words, stay home and go to Georgia?
The main message is them building a relationship with me first, building a relationship with my parents. And then second of all, why wouldn't I want to play in front of my home state? I'm from Athens, so all my people can come see me play. And, they definitely been pitching that a lot and just trying to build a relationship with me and make me feel comfortable, staying home.
Now, I mentioned Brock, Vandegrift. Is he – I know he definitely reaches out to you as much as he can. Are there other guys at other schools, committed to other schools, that also reach out and try to recruit you back to their school as well?
I wouldn't say too many, but definitely Brock does a great job. And, Blake Fisher with Notre Dame still is on me heavy, like I never left. I feel like those two are doing a great job of selling, their school to me.
You mentioned that schools hit you up, coaches, and they kind of want to see kind of where you're at, where you stand, when you want to trim the list down. Let me ask you all those questions myself, for Rivals.com too. Where do you stand? Where are you at? Is there certain schools that are very much in play and then others not so much? I mean, where do you stand right now?
I would say right now I can see myself, narrowing it down to a top 8 or top 10 here in a couple weeks. I know a handful of schools that's definitely at the top of my list, and I know a few schools that I'm not as interested in. But I mean, as of right now, I don't have my mind decided on what school I actually want to go to, but I can definitely narrow my choices down a little bit.
Is there a few off the top of your head that's definitely going to make, whenever that cut is, 8, 10, whatever schools it is, and how many, do you know any off the top of your head that are definitely going to be on that list?
Definitely Auburn, definitely Tennessee, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Penn State. Those are definitely ones that I know for a fact that are going to be on that list.
We talked about 4 of those. Mention real quick Auburn and Tennessee for the fans of those schools watching this interview. What has put Auburn and Tennessee right in the thick of this race for you?
Auburn is close to home, so it's definitely a good thing. Coach Burns, the receivers coach there, he's doing a great job, checking in with me every day, selling the school to me. And it's a great school. I can't wait to go and visit it for sure.
And then what about Tennessee as well?
Oh, Tennessee, of course, Laneith Whitehead from my school, signed with Tennessee. So he's doing a great job pitching Tennessee at me. I talk to Coach T. Martin, all the time. Talk to Coach Pruitt a lot. They're definitely doing a great job as well, building a relationship, getting to know me and my parents.
So the next step for you is kind of cutting that list down and eliminating schools, turn your focus to whatever, 6, 8, 10 schools. Then moving forward, where do you go from there? Are you a guy that we could see, commit and end this thing, by August? Or do you see yourself taking this into the season, into the fall, before you make that final decision?
As of now, I don't see myself committing anytime before the fall. I really want to take my time this time, me decommitting. That one of the main reasons was me felt like I rushed it. So I really want to take my time this time and really – get down to the key points and what I want in the school and, when I want to make that decision. So I don't think any time before the fall would be realistic for me.
Do you have an idea, like you said, quote, key points? Do you have an idea kind of what each school, the boxes they have to check to get you in?
Oh, definitely. Number one, the education. It needs to be, a good business school. The education is first. Definitely I want to play. I don't want to sit and waste 2 or 3 years or redshirt or any of that. I just want to, play ball. And third, what me and my family want. If my family loves it and we all love it and we all love the school, we all visit together, then that's perfect. Whatever makes them happy and me happy together, and that's what it is.
Yeah, wrapping things up with you, Deion. Again, thank you for your time. But you mentioned family, parents. I know you guys are a tight knit group. You guys, like you said, are bonding. You're making the positive out of the situation, spending more time together as a family. How much are they a part of this final decision for you? Is the school in need to recruit them as well? Is it a group decision? Is it just Deion Colzie's decision? How would you say they play into this?
They definitely play a pretty big role in it, for sure. But ultimately, it is my decision. I'm the one who's going to play at college football somewhere. But they definitely like when a college coach or college coaches reach out to them and try to build a relationship with them as well as me, to try to sell us to the school.
It's been great, man. You made the most out of all this situation. Obviously, spring ball going on. You having to do school online, but you're getting mom spaghetti. You're playing Monopoly with the family, making the most of the situation for sure. Deion, it's always a pleasure. I'm not sure. Also, man, the hair's getting longer. Was that on purpose? Was that the plan, or is it because the barbershops have been shut down for 6 weeks?
It was kind of both. It was kind of a plan. I always thought I wanted to grow it out a little more and see how long I can get it. And it just so happened that there's no barbershops, open. So then I had no choice but to grow it out a little more. I'm starting to like it, and I don't know. I'm thinking I'm cut it off now.
Yeah, yours looks good. Mine not. So I need a haircut and a make here as soon as possible. Deion, again, thanks so much for your time, man. God bless. You guys stay safe in Athens, Georgia.
Yes, sir. Thank you.